weekly sit-down with local agricultural leaders and businesses. This is Tailgate Conversations. Sponsored by Pinnaker Chevrolet.
There is nothing that screams real life more than a county fair and a truck and tractor pull. We're here in Richland, Missouri to take the Pullin and learn about the Mid-Missouri Truck and Tractor Pull Association. Larry, let's start with what is the Mid-Missouri Truck and Tractor Pull Association?
It is a group of guys and girls that come out and do truck and tractor pulling for benefits around the communities. We go as far north as Vandalia, and I think Richland here is about as far south as we go.
So these pullers, whether it's a truck or tractor, they're coming from all over the state of Missouri, and they're putting a lot of time and effort. More than just this competition, they've got these tractors and trucks in their shop, souping them up year round. So why do they pull? Why do you pull?
Just for the pleasure of it, enjoyment of it. I've liked pulling since I was big enough to figure out what it was. And I mean, if it was either going to be a pulling truck or tractor or a monster truck or something I was going to do. So.
Well, let's talk about the classes, because we've talked about the trucks and tractors will be pulling here tonight, but there's also different levels. So what defines that?
Horsepower wise, and you know, some of them will look like farm tractors, and then some of them are more souped up to where they got a lot more horsepower. And the trucks are, you know, basically trucks. Some of them, the lighter trucks, will not have weight bars out front. Some of them have weight bars out front. You know, they all going to weigh 6,200 pounds, where the tractors will weigh anywhere from 6,000 pounds up to, I think, 10 or 11,000.
And we're going back to, you know, those who benefit. Who benefits from tonight's event?
The community here in Richland will benefit from this pull to help for their fair and just for their community.
Josh, we're sitting here in front of your tractor, the Crooked Creek Binder, but let's start the beginning. How did you get started when it comes to pulling tractors?
It started when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. We had a 4-H pull right here in Richland where we are tonight, and I did that for 3 or 4 years, and then just kind of started moving up with some bigger tractors, and finally got to this point. But
well, take me through that kind of process. What initially drew you in to that first pull? What excited you?
I've grew up on a farm all my life, and my dad used to race cars, so we've all kind of had the thing for speed and power. That 4-H deal was a low gear, pretty much bring whatever. It had to be a stock tractor, but you could bring whatever you wanted. You hooked it in the lowest gear it had, and then as I got older, we had a 1066. It's a little smaller than this one. It was stock, but I started taking it to the fairs, and then we got a chance to buy this one, which it didn't look anything like this when we bought it, but we bought it and went to work on it, and
you're here today.
Here today.
So when did you first start pulling with the Mid-Missouri Truck and Tractor Pull Association?
Probably 2013 or 14.
And with that, you're traveling all over the state, but tonight you're here in your hometown.
Yes.
What's that mean?
If something's going to happen and something's going to go wrong, it will happen tonight. And this is, I just got it put back together. I've got one hook on it since a new rebuild, so I have no idea what's going to happen. But
we talk about getting it put back together. Take us through that process. It's not just to get it done and pull and take it across. You're tinkering with it and you're tweaking it daily, weekly.
All the time. I actually started, I pulled in an indoor pool in Illinois in the middle of January. And then whenever I brought it home, I went to work on it and freshened the motor and completely redid the rear end. New wheels, had to lose some weight, went to a different class, the lighter weight class, and yeah, I just got it put back together the last Saturday is when I got it put back together.
An endeavor this large is more than a single person affair. I know that there's many people involved in your life, friends, family, neighbors, that kind of come together to make and put this together, but it's a hobby. It's a camaraderie, a family.
That's right. Yeah, a friend of mine. We went to college together. He helps me with it a lot. My dad helps me with it a lot. It takes a lot. People don't understand how much time is spent on this, of a night and on the weekends, and it takes a lot of time away from, probably things we should be doing as a family more so. But
well, let's talk about the elements of and things that take place on the day of the pull. Every track is different. You mentioned indoor. We're here outdoor, dirt track at a county fairgrounds. Lots of different elements come into play, not just what's inside of the tractor, but the day of. What type of things are going through your mind? How do you prepare?
Well, usually what ends up happening the day of the pull is we have a farm, so we're busy on the farm
Real life happens.
Until about 20 minutes before we need to leave to make it to wherever we're going, and I always show up late.
Today was
I got here early today. Usually, even my hometown pull, I'm here about 30 minutes after it starts. So, we're busy at home and got to take care of the stuff that makes the money. But
to pay for this.
Yeah.
So as a driver, what process are you going through as you're getting ready to pull? There's lots of elements up there, but what's your job other than to keep it running straight?
Well, there's a big difference on track too, from left, right to middle. So you kind of got to figure out the best path to go down the track. And these, when the front end's up off the ground, you steer them with the brake pedals. So, they're kind of hard to put where you want them sometimes.
A little practice comes into play.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. And
you don't let anybody just hop up there.
No, not just anybody. My dad's pulled it maybe 3 times in the last 7 years.
You let him?
Yep. And I trust him. Okay. And then my buddy, he's pulled it 4 or 5 times. So, but I'm normally the only one that drives it.
So what class are you pulling in tonight?
This will be the 8500 Limited Pro Stock.
And explain exactly what that means.
It's 8,500 pounds, 466 cubic inch engine. We can run up to a 3-inch inlet by 4-inch outlet on the turbocharger, 3x4 turbo. It's an inline 13 millimeter injection pump. Open RPMs, it'll come off the line when I take off around 5,000 RPMs.
Wow.
And it'll go down the track 35 to 4,000.
Well, we've talked about all these elements, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy goes into it. And we talked a lot, it's a gamble. You don't know what's going to happen out there on that track tonight from pull to pull. So, why? Why do you do it all?
To feel the power that is produced out of one of these when you're sitting on it is just unreal. It's just, you got to have a passion for it. If it's not something you're interested in, you're not going to enjoy it. But this mid-Missouri, it's a great group of people. I've met a lot of people. I'd almost call them my second family. A lot of fun to hang out with and to pull with, and just do it for fun.
Well, it's easy to see the true passion you have when you're telling your story. But what does it mean to your local community? Because these pulls, they benefit your county fair and your community as a whole.
That's right. And I know, like this week, I've had a lot of people ask me if I was going to be here, and I'd like to think a lot of people came, because I'm going to be here. I get a lot of support through them. They enjoy it. They appreciate us coming because, like I said, it brings some money into the local economy, and that's what it's all about.